Alright, here we are, back again with the Greatest Turn Chronicles. When last we left, we had just met this Herlock Sholmes, who seems like a very colorful character, as far as that goes. And I'm not sure what's going to go from here, because, you know, we're still suspected. But at least we have a little more evidence to work with. Like, I appreciate that. Well, I want to check that real quick. Yeah, faint whistling sound, and then a speckled band. Now, so man, you were staying up late, weren't you, my dude? Article about revolutionary. Hey, it's a pretty lady. It's a real fit bird, you know what I'm saying? What, mate? Let's see if I can glean anything from this. I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian. No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says. The pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, "Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai." Yes, you told us that before. It reveals also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale. Oh my goodness, he is fearsome. Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he? The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only shave it off. I'm not quite sure that that's a problem, Mr. Sholmes. And then there's this lady. This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruhodo-san? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, don't you, pervert? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you noticed this article. Ah! Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money. Yeah, I mean, 20,000 rubles, I don't know how that converts, but given this is like 1890 something, it's probably worth a lot of moolah. Suzaru-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is a property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? It does seem to be the Russian thing to do, apparently, according to fucking Herlock. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. Okay, so we have an article about a ballerina who's escaped from Shanghai, and apparently a Russian revolutionary who also last seen leaving Shanghai. Interesting. Anything else? Let's see. There's Kazuma. Anyway. Ah, Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh, I suppose you're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to. Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? Come on, be a bro. A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no? There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. Bro, what the fuck? I was a dude in the... What was... What? Bro, what? Am I not following you? Yeah, you said I'm the prime suspect. So you're not saying I'm the culprit. You must be joking! You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. Are you like okay, my friend? You seem a little bit amped, like a little too amped, you know? Like you should have said I was the fucking main culprit or prime suspect. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not, really. So what? Were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then, and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. That's real fucking funny. What? Maybe you should stop being a great detective and fucking get a stand-up career. Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Naruhodo-san, what are you standing there for? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... Hi-ya! After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate? As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. Okay, well... Bro, I have to... Well, I don't... Am I even allowed to leave? I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this, and bring the real culprit to justice. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? Oh, no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh, yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir. Well, I can tell from a glance who that is, because I saw him in the cutscene. Yes, what can I do for you? I recognize that face, but it can't be. still dying, I see. Still got the consumption, or tuberculosis, or cholera, or maybe just bronchitis. I mean, I don't know. Clearly, you're not well, though. Are you... I feel like you should be seeing a doctor, not being on a boat. I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. Well, if there are supposed smugglers, and aren't smugglers, revolutionaries and the like, and runaway princesses, I guess it makes sense that he would be undercover, if that's his whole gig. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. I died for a second. Literally, I'm a corpse. Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of a crew and board this ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. But perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. I mean, he's a cop. Also, I'm pretty sure I did fully examine everything. Let me just double check. I want to make sure there's not any missing pieces. Oh, I can talk to you again. Let's see if you have anything new to say. Excuse me. What? I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Would you mind if I investigated a little outside? Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it's not true, I see. Sorry. Oh, wait. Have I seen this? Oh, I know. This is like a similar dialogue, but not exactly the same, is it? We're in the middle of the sea. There's no chance of me escaping. Niet. You stay in this cabin until next port. Then it is up to Hong Kong police to decide what they do with you. You stay. All right. There's no point trying to appeal to this man's better nature, that's for sure. Okay. Guess we'll be talking to Hosonaga. So, what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders would act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. Oh! Okay, well that works. That makes sense as well. Ugh! It was Minister of Justice Chikoko who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Bro, why would he be a target for assassinations? Assassinated? How could that even have been a possibility? I'm not sure, but these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Chikoko said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated? Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been aboard. From morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin. Not here on the first-class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace! All I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. Well, you are a cop, so maybe you can hook a brother up, you know what I'm saying? We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer. Of course not. We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. Oof. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive. What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how. There may be a way. What? Really? Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruhodo-san, by presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence? What's that? It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use. So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes. I think I might know what we can use. Let's see if I can present the detective with the evidence he needs to persuade the captain. Okay, well, I think I know what might be the right thing. Probably because the diary? Let's see. What's that? It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? That is strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is... Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it? You're very astute, Inspector. That ventilator clearly joins the next door cabin. That's right. So if we can investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was. Alright then. Ah! I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? Dying sound. I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thank you. Really, man, that's actually a bro moment. Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move, and we can leave this cabin at last. Move? Well, alright, let's see what we can find out. Thanks, man. You're not so bad, Mr. Hosonaga. Let's see. Kuzuma's cabin. And then, yeah, the first-class passageway, I guess. What is that? Is that a motherfucking mousetrap? Okay, 7:48 a.m. Ooh, fuck, it's early in the morning. Eesh. Can't imagine being woken up and being told, hey, knock knock, you're a murderer. Woo! I'm finally out of that cabin. I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting. It's less spacious out there out here than I thought it would be. And this is the most luxurious accommodation. Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on this study tour by the government. That's why he's being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage. Really? That must be awful. Oh, look over there. There's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous, even if he is sitting down. The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't. I suppose. Like people in handcuffs. Naruhodo-san. Sorry. Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already. Well, yeah, I know, but the thing is, I was inside Kazuma's trunk when I first came aboard. And ever since then, I've been shut up inside that little wardrobe. It must have been a very trying time for you. Please, don't give me that pitying look. Alright, I guess we'll do some, examinations. First, I'm curious about that mousetrap looking thing. Ah, a trap for catching mice. Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Let me see. Yes, I think that is what is called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows. Huh, I guess, maybe, yeah, it's not like cheese is a naturally occurring thing. It's something you had to make. So if they don't really... It's weird to think they just aren't familiar with the concept of cheese, but... Cheese? I wonder what that tastes like. You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap will snap shut on your fingers. Really? But... I suppose you're right. You weren't actually going to try it, were you? All I've had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kazuma's leftovers. You don't know how hungry I've been in that wardrobe. Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later. Oh, that's so nice of you, Susato. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin, alright. Not our cabin, it's Kazuma-sama's. Sorry. Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. These cabins are the finest on the ship. My own cabin in steerage is number 539, by the way. 500 and... How many cabins are there? Apparently a lot. Oh, that's probably where the bell system leads, I bet. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it. Oh, an alarm. It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it sets alarm bells ringing all over the ship, and brings the vessel to a complete stop. Oh, this is what I have to see. Bro, you did... Okay, I guess you're one of those guys who when you see something that says, don't press a button, you just have to fucking press it. What are you doing, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it. But this is an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs. If that's not an emergency, I don't know what is. You know full well it's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation. I wish everything would just stop. This ship included. If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Then we have this kit. This is it. This is a cabin next to ours, the one the ventilator connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe who's ever in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Holy fuck! Hi there. Excuse me, we, need to get inside this cabin here. There. This sailor's eyes speak volumes. They're clearly saying, keep out. That's what I wrote on the sign we put over the wardrobe doors. Although this man's version is definitely more effective. It doesn't look like he's going to let us pass. That's a problem. This looks like a plan of the SS Bura. It shows each deck. Look. The Puria is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering. Well, it's been playing in my mind for a while now, actually, but how is it that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink to the bottom of the ocean? You know, it's like buoyancy and shit. Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san. It is? Well, consider the Japanese archipelago. The islands of Japan? Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth. Many times larger than this ship. And they don't sink, now do they? They've been floating happily on the seas since the gods created them. Well, I suppose so. Still doesn't fully answer my question, but, you know. What is this, like a nice pamphlet? That's a huge book on top of the table there. And there's a pen next to it. Yes, that looks like the ship's log. Captain's log, am I right? Start date 1896 or whatever. Shall we have a little look through it? The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. And nothing. No reaction at all. I thought you might appreciate the compliment. I'm not sure that rough and ready is much of a compliment, Naruhodo-san, even to a sailor. Well, I mean, it depends on your taste in romance novels, I suppose. I mean, if you're not a fan of galloping abs, you probably might take offense to that, you know what I mean? Or is it, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, what the book's called. Huh. Anyway, last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably, that means there was nothing to report. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole murder situation, you would think. That's the way to the second-class area of the ship. Is something wrong? I was thinking about making a run for it. Just for a moment. Things aren't exactly going well for me. Yeah, I mean, I get that, but running away is just gonna make things worse. I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach for the handle of the door, that burly seaman would surely shoot you dead. Oof, that's kind of putting it morbid, but you're not wrong. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there. Yeah, you think? Jesus. No, I started it with my talk of running away. And there's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. Well, let's chat with this fine, nice gentleman. Excuse me, but could I ask you something? You little stowaway murderer! That wasn't a good start, was it? Alright, let me try instead. A good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask something of you? You little third-class lady's maid! Oh, damn, that's kinda rude. You shouldn't hurt Suzato like that. We seem to have caught the sailor on a bad day, Cesaro-san. I am not sailor. My mother gave... Oh, sorry. That was... wrong dude. I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman, Bif Strogenov. Good lord. You're gonna come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding, and you're gonna call yourself fucking Bif Strogenov, and you want me to take that seriously? I'm sorry, but when you throw a little Bif Strogenov in my face, that's when I start aiming for my gun. Woo! The best thing is just to avoid eye contact, I think. First class cabin area. What do you have to say about that? Oddly tan man who's not consistently tan. I assume that's like, it's weird tan lines of some kind. Mr. Stroganoff, about this first class cabin area. Here we are in finest part of Buria steamship for very important persons. What sort of very important persons? Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret. Many important persons. Yeah, look at me. I'm such. They just call me master of the Russian accent because clearly it's just flawless. That is why I'm always guarding this place. Gosh, well, that's amazing. But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside. I want to pick you up and throw you in ocean, but Stroganoff is not animal. Thank you? If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin next to Mr. Osagi's cabin currently occupied? Da! Or ah! I don't know. Cesaro-san, did you understand that? It sounded like da. Okay, so it was da. I think it's probably Russian for yes. Or no. Genius. It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation. Ugh. Well, it sounds like there's somebody in the next door cabin at least. Yes, it's tantalizing. Maybe you can give me a little more information about that. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Osagi's? His name is Mr. Grimesley Roylott. He is very important Western gentleman. A Western gentleman? Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of student boy. How can you be so sure about that? Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly students from insignificant Far East Islands. That was harsh. Could you tell us when Mr. Roylott came aboard? That is not your business. Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time. I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there. And normally, if the walls are thin enough, you can normally tell when someone's on the other side of your wall. Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins, he must be rather important. Is that right? That is not your business. Last night, she said, are you on watch here all the time, Seaman Stroganoff? Da, all time. So criminals like you cannot come in, or get out. I wonder, could you tell us anything about last night at all? It is sad about Student Boy. Were you on watch last night as well? Of course. And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Here! Hit! Or probably yet. Cesaro-san, did you understand that? It was clearly a no. I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all. You didn't hear any strange noises, or sense anything was wrong in some way. I said no. Sorry. I'm not so sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't have catch my eye for a moment there. This is enough. I cannot say more now. Oh. It is time for me to report to Captain. You must return to cabin. Yes, alright. Bulkhead second class area is staying locked at all times. You escape when the lobster whistles on top of the mountain. Or as English say, when the pigs fly. Yes, I understand. Good. Now we can investigate this area properly. Shall we? Definitely. That book on the table there is really huge. There's a pen with it too. Yes, I'm sure that's the ship log. Oh wait, we've seen this already. Okay, yeah. It was basically the same dialogue as before, but like slightly altered, I think. Okay, well now we can probably take a proper look at the at that door, which is very curious. This is it. This is the cabin next to ours, the one the ventilator connects to. Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging. Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask. Knock, knock. Silence. That's no good. No answer. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries. How annoying. Ah! What was that? It came from inside the cabin. Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman. Stand aside. I'm about to break the door down. Bro, where the fuck did you come from? I thought you were inside the cabin investigating. But you just fucking came from, like, the right side of the screen. Mr. Sholmes! I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges. The fit is on me? What, your outfit? Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted. It doesn't? Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What, pray, can I kick? I think we should go in. There's no time to think about stress relief. The 9th of January. Still the first class cabin of number 2. Oh. Oh, hello there. Who are you? A Western gentleman? This man looks Russian to me. Oh yeah, didn't they say something with his name? What was his name? Something Roylet? We heard a woman scream. A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin. True, this old man does appear to be the only person in here. But in that case, who just screamed? Get out! All of you! Now! Please excuse this intrusion, but, you're Mr. Grimsby Roylett, I believe? Yes, that's me. And you are? I am the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard me, no doubt? No. I am a great detective among great detectives, one who adorns a curtain of covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you may trust me completely. The man uses that magazine like a business card. I guess it is kind of a business card in a way. A detective? I do not trust detectives. We distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within a wardrobe this time. So might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case? What? Don't be stupid. How can anyone fit in a small trunk like that? Well, it is quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk. Don't look at me. Wait. That trunk just moved. Oh my! Did you see that, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. The case just shook. Leave! Now! Otherwise, I'll call the steward. So this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimsby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. This strange Russian man is hiding something. Oh, so he's a Russian guy as well, so another Russian accent. I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns. Again, interesting. This one I think I'll leave here. Again, I don't know. Like, the classic, like, oh, do one thing until conclusion or whatever, you know. Like, these or, like, you know, the courtroom, investigation, trial segments, you know, they're segmented off. But these, like, kind of go on for a while, so, you kind of have to make your own stopping points. And since this is a new person with new dialogue and stuff, it seems as good a place as any to stop for right for today. But next time we will get to know this weird looking dude in better detail. Until then.